everybody, and today I'll be doing another story time. I will actually put the video onto something called Wattpad or something before I actually post it into the internet. So here is essentially a little piece of paper to explain what's going on. This is essentially BFDI, except everyone has a swap personality with someone else. Essentially, certain characters are swapped with other characters. This is Blocky and this is Ice Cube, if you don't know. Tennis ball, snowball, and obviously bubble. Who else might be a bit confusing? Oh yeah, this is a racer. I'm pretty sure I have no one else that might be confusing. Essentially, what I'm going to be doing is BFDI, except all the characters are swapped with someone, as you saw on my little piece of paper over here. So I'm going to be telling that story today, and obviously we'll be putting it onto Wattpad first. I may not publish it though, which might be slightly annoying, because I don't know how to do that yet. Anyway, all the way over near the Goiki Canal, a total of 20 objects seem to be doing their own thing. Actually, I should do something completely different. I'm bored. I don't want to do this whole thing. I instead want to explain. I bent my paper. My AU, essentially. What happens in this AU is obviously different. I'm gonna unplug this. Anyway, first things first, certain characters or personalities don't really change because they're swapped with someone who has a fairly similar personality. Things like Match and Pencil, they're still gonna be essentially playing Spongy Cake, except due to the fact that these two characters are swapped, Spongy and Golf Ball, instead it'll be Golf Cake. I don't know what it should be. I'm gonna figure out a name later. And if anyone wants to try and go ahead and make up a story using these swap personalities, go on ahead. I don't really care. Anyway, these two don't really change. These two don't really change. They're also similar in personality typings. And now we go on to the characters that are more different than one another. Leafy and Flower. Flower is usually a very mean, rude character, while Leafy tries to help everyone, I believe, once she gets into BFB. These personalities obviously swap, but certain things stay. Leafy's ability to turn into Evil Leafy stays. Evil Leafy and Leafy are essentially the same person, which is shown at the very end of BFDI. But in this, I imagine that on this side, Evil Leafy will show, on the other side, normal Leafy. Let me go ahead and draw what I imagine she would look like in full form. This might be a bit quiet. I'm giving her... Yeah, I'm bored. Wait, that's Evil Leafy's side. Come on. I imagine this is what she would look like, essentially. This side being Evil Leafy side, this one being Green Leafy. Also, Flower's whole thing about bugs, it is still a thing. She's still terrified of bugs, which I kind of find funny, to be honest. Because Flower is a flower, she shouldn't really be afraid of bugs. Anyway, another thing is that with these two characters, Pin and Needle, Needle has a thing in BFDI where she just doesn't like being called needy. She doesn't care if she's called needy in this AU because she doesn't really care. But that trait of disliking a certain name gets passed on to Pin, who doesn't like being called Penny. For reasons. These two also don't change that much. They're actually kind of similar, which I don't know why they fight because they're super similar. Anyway, I imagine that in like the first, I'm probably gonna, actually no, I'm not gonna spoil anything in this video. Instead, I will, let's see. Oh, another one. Tennis Ball and Bubble. Tennis Ball is a very coordinated character due to the fact that they have a presence with Golf Ball, and plenty of people ship them for some reason. So Bubble now gets this coordinated information, and Tennis Ball just becomes an idiot, apparently. That's apparently a defining characteristic of Bubble, being an idiot. Which I feel bad for Bubble, but in this AU, Bubble figures things out and is like, I am lightweight, so I should go whoosh. I'm not whoosh. Like that. Kind of, I don't know. Another thing is Rocky and Snowball. Snowball has a very mean and a very killer attitude. Also, these are the things for something else that I'm doing on Scratch. By the way, my account on Scratch is not the Shadows Lullaby. I believe I called myself on Scratch Sun Animation or Moon Sun Animation. I don't remember the pattern that I do it every time because I'm an idiot like that. Anyway, all the things are over here in case you're curious on if I'm actually working on that. I am. Don't worry about it. I also have been eating sour things, so obviously my voice is not gonna like it. Because usually after having mostly this, it decides to start coughing out of nowhere. Is it sour? Is it the fact that it's sticky? I don't know. Anyway, back to these two characters. Because Bubble figures out, hey, I'm lightweight, I should be pretty good when it comes to competitions that require me to stay in a certain location. I imagine that for the first competition, which the first competition is the balance beam, Bubble and Flower are the ones that successfully win. Bubble's thing being labeled with blue, Flower's being labeled with yellow, because that's her middle color here. And they all choose characters, obviously. I'm not going to explain that quite yet. I want an actual story, essentially. But another thing is, I like to stop with Blocky and Woody. Blocky essentially becomes a scary cat while Woody just doesn't care at all. But Woody kind of likes hurting others for no reason. I believe the reason that in this universe Bubble gets popped is because Woody gets Needle, pops Bubble, gets Bubble annoyed. Needle, for some reason, gets out of there, and now Pin, and then Woody calls Pin Penny, and she's like, no, you don't call me that, kicks him in the face, and goes flying. Because that's essentially what happened in BFDI, except it was with Woody. Not Woody. Blocky. Another thing is, Spongy has a very lax behavior style. He's very lax, he's very calm of a character. While, Golf Ball is not at all. In fact, Golf Ball is very stand-up. What the heck is Alicia listening? Oh wait, I know what this song is. It's by Lemon Demon. Anyway, that's essentially my review. Also, this just happened. Teardrop and Ice Cube. It's because I already selected everyone else before them. So, yeah. That's essentially that. I'll be seeing you guys next time, which will most likely be the actual story. See ya!